MegaChess. How to play. The rules are the same as regular chess except for these changes. For a refresher of those rules, check out this video. The object of the game is to be the last player remaining. Lay out the blue side of the board and, centered along the flat edge, set up white's pieces as you normally would. Set up black on the left and red on the right. Leave the fourth row empty and start a rook with the outer fifth row. Then, follow the diagonal path up on the outside edge of the board, setting up the pieces as you normally would, with the kings across from each other on row 9. Place pawns to the right of black and the left of red. White goes first, then play proceeds clockwise. Pawns are allowed to move one space forwards, backwards, left, or right, but they can only capture one space in any diagonal direction, including backwards, even to their back row. Pawns are still allowed their initial double-step move option, but with the added benefit that they may combine any two movement for both steps, either moving 2 in one direction or one space in 2 directions. But they can't move diagonally. Pawns may not combine a capture with a movement for their double-step move. En passant is allowed like normal if at least one of the spaces passed is capturable. Pawns promote when they reach the back row starting space of either opponent's higher rank pieces. The rear rank starting empty spaces do not allow for a promotion. Castling is allowed like normal. To castle on the diagonals, move your king 2 spaces towards the rook along the outside edge of the board, then move the rook to the opposite side of the king. Checkmate is considered pending until the checkmated player has their next turn. If the third player's turn is in between, then they have the option to stop the checkmate with their move if they want. If a player moves a piece so that a check is created by another player, then that player may not capture that king if the next turn is theirs. Instead, they must make a different move, and if the check remains after that turn, then the following player needs to address it. A player may resign at any time. When a player is checkmated or resigns, they are eliminated from the game. There are 3 options to play with to determine what happens next that you should agree to before starting the game. Option 1. Remove all the eliminated players' pieces from the board. Option 2. Leave the eliminated players' pieces on the board. Those pieces may not be moved or captured, but are instead obstacles for the remainder of the game. Option 3. Leave the pieces on the board. They may not move, but they may be captured like normal by the remaining players. If you reach a stalemate at any point in the game by any single player, then the entire game ends in a draw for all 3 players, even if one of them had been eliminated earlier.